This week we're drinking the Talking Shots brew of choice. Just kidding. It just fits this theme.
So chief, kiss and return to the blade and slice shade, getting paid until my silhouette fades. Immersing.
This is a silly movie. A while back we talked about Initial D on this show. It's also kind of silly sometimes. But the biggest difference between Initial D and The Fast and Furious is that Initial D was inspired and written by those who were really a part of Japanese street racing culture in the 1990s. The way people acted, the way street races were conducted, the type of cars that you saw. And the people who raced were all represented in Initial D, not so much in Fast and Furious. Rob Cohen was inspired by a Vibe article called Racer X in 1998. And when I say inspired, I mean, it's like what a movie about illegal street racing would look like if your grandma wrote it, which means it's loud, over-exaggerated, barely representative of reality. But you know what? That's the best part of this movie. It's fun to see Dominic and Brian's relationship change. It's fun to see the Supra build. It's fun to see the heist. That's another thing. All of the stunts in this movie were real. While Cohen may not have been a car guy, some of the people working on the movie definitely were. Paul Walker is known for his love of cars, and seeing him in a movie like this feels genuine. The relationships between everyone in this movie feels real, and that's honestly a reason why this movie is so memorable. These characters would keep our interest for the next 7 movies. I say 7 because the characters in Tokyo Drift were,
You know what DK stands for? Donkey Kong.
Except Han. Han was cool. It's funny, for a series that isn't hailed for its realism, the most hated one in the series happens to be the most accurate portrayal of car culture. Fast and Furious also had a surprising impact on real-world car culture. For one, it brought attention to the import tuning scene. It's also kind of the reason a 25-year-old Toyota is worth $175 grand. Even auto manufacturers started selling more cars in bolder colors. The idea of building and modifying your car gave way to huge events like SEMA, which celebrate the very thing Dom and Brian were doing in that garage. Promise you it's not gay. It's okay if it is though. Does street racing look like this? No, it doesn't. Organized street racing is very much alive and real, but it's nowhere near the criminal underground this movie portrays. Car culture is much more subtle than that. Just as interesting, but you're not gonna see a group of Honda Civics robbing a truck anytime soon. I'm kind of the odd one out. I didn't see this movie until well after I started getting into cars. I always thought it was this outlandish, out-of-touch movie that didn't understand its target audience. It's easy to write this movie off as just that, but the truth is, it isn't. Initial D and One Gun Midnight are way more accurate. They're everything we love about Japanese cars, and Jay Leno's Garage is basically an encyclopedia for American car enthusiasts. But Fast and Furious definitely has the heart. For a lot of kids growing up in the early 2000s, this was their introduction to car culture, alongside games like Need for Speed. Getting together with friends and just enjoying these movies for what they are is something special. Not everything has to be Schindler's List. Sometimes big, stupid fun with a lot of heart is all you need. What do you think? What did you think of the Fast and Furious movies? Do you think it's just some big, silly, dumb car movie? Or do you think it's something genuine? Do you think it's an important part of car culture? If you like our show, guess what? We got t-shirts now. They have our logo on it in cool fonts and stuff like that. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. I'm your boy Mike Dangerous, and this is Talking Shots.